So what you're saying is you think the YouTube crowd is much more sophisticated and adult than the Twitch viewers.
I would not use those words, but maybe on that idea, maybe that's possible. Maybe. I have.
I mean, you have the
Well-
analytic tools. You can see the viewership drop whenever like we talking about the fanboys.
therxyy. You know what? I'll be completely honest. I'm gonna butcher how to pronounce his name.
I'm gonna go for therxyy.
You're going for therxyy as well? Go for therxyy? It's possible. Scary. Yeah, this is a little more normal from what I've seen of people spawning here. Therxyy, yeah, exactly.
Is this a mirror matchup or is there Armacom shit stuff going on?
Wait, say it again?
I want to swear less. It's hard. Is it a mirror matchup or like core on Armada
I'm
action?
pretty sure it's core versus core. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna get some grunt hell.
Or
I find it very funny that in multiplayer, Armada is the meta, while in 1v1 core is the meta.
I saw a game on Nuclear Winter this morning, and Randy was in that game. That was very
I
fun
was
to
too.
watch. Wait, you were in that game? Oh, you were in the north. Fuck. That game was perfect. That was my peak Nuclear Winter game I have seen. You didn't. I don't know if you saw at the end. The enemy team also went full bot lab. It was literally bots versus bots on that terrible map. It didn't involve Whistler hell. It was great.
I wanted to be a good boy and get my Geo up to help my team make runs, because runs are EX intensive. But it just took so long and he was already over at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a lot of
I should have gone for the no con grunt strategy. That would be more fun.
What is this emote? I don't know what that is, but I'll add it. It's very long name. It's a good emote. It looks like it.
Oh, pretty cute.
It's pretty similar.
interesting.
I was gonna say it's pretty similar opening, but it's actually like Goopy's going much. He's queued up more grunts. I'm assuming therxyy's probably also gonna do a similar grunt hell sort of style.
It's like if you play like Goopy, you're ramping up for a big wave of grunts, right? That's the only way why you could get so much E right away.
I don't think I've seen Goopy play a game that isn't him making enormous waves of grunts. Legitimately, wait, no, he went ARM against me on that Coom game a week ago, and he made like pawns. There's a lot of pawns. Struggle was real. Well, Goopy is very good. He's very, very solid. Are they both doing it? No. Okay, therxyy's not doing it, but Goopy's doing what I've seen a lot with the
The safety radar.
on like the perfect like spot. That radar sees so much. Like there's some gaps, but it sees so much.
You're gonna be safe if you respond with that.
Goopy now. Yeah, well, I mean, he's got the 1v1 playstyle. Like Slow's kind of the same way from what I've seen when he joins an 8v8 Baron, where he also kind of doesn't scale particularly well. In 8v8.
Respect the hustle immensely. The non-scaling hustle. It's a lot more fun to watch him play. I feel like sometimes.
It makes them like an absolute monster early, and then they get to any sort of late game 8v8, and all of a sudden there's just some dude with 40 Aphis in the background, Chisato, and and he just kind of wins the game, right? Like it's the eco diff becomes too big.
Yeah.
They scale in 1v1. Yeah, but the scaling in 1v1's a little. I feel like it's a little different, right? Like it's not the same like timing for everything.
In 1v1, you rarely go for like the big converger economy. You only build E to be in balance with the metal extractors which you're claiming across the map.
I don't know. I saw like
you're so metal rich usually.
I saw like an almost 80-minute long Baron versus Bloatier game. All right, Bloatier had like shit. What was it, like 10 Aphis or something? And there was convert like
At
it was.
That point in the late game, it's always Aphis, but I feel like even the early late game, it's mostly like a 2-2 max economy. Because if you have like half the map in 2-2 maxes, you can pump out tier 3 no problem.
Yeah, you basically just need the E to like fund all of that, to fund your absurd amount of maxes. I'm scared of your words. Okay. How could I be scared of the warrior monk? How's that possible? How is that possible? therxyy's actually expanding a little better. He's got more metal income.
therxyy's not bad.
I've seen
Not bad.
therxyy in AP8 recently. This man is a Czar enjoyer, and I can definitely get behind that. I can
Like, therxyy plays more 1v1,
Wow, this is...
a lot more than he plays
Oh, for sure.
the 8v8s. He's a one-on-one enjoyer, aficionado.
Baron, that's only when the British Chummers is here, alright? It's only when he's here. So how many? We got 11 grunts versus 11 grunts. Oh god, it's perfectly... Well, actually, considering therxyy's base is right here, yeah, this is probably
Like,
not
just
the best
the-
fight he wants to take.
The
is
radar
Chummers not
advantage. Yes. No, the
he-
American Chummers is not.
Right.
There's been a thing now where Baron has decided that there's just different flavors of chummers in Discord, Randy. Where you've got like American chummers, you've got French Canadian chummers, you know. Baron decided
Alaskan
that,
chummers.
yes. I'm blaming Baron for that.
Don't forget Alaskan Chummers, which is you.
It was you started it, but Baron popularized it, Zach, and that's where it's bad. That's where it's really just it's his fault. I'm sorry. It is.
There might be different flavors of chummers, but I bet they all taste like shit.
Ooh. Ow. What have we done to deserve such a brutal beatdown?
I hope David hears that when this is on YouTube. God, that's perfect.
I think you'd appreciate it.
I think he probably would. Yeah.
He's got a big old potty mouth. The man has no filter, and we all appreciate it for it.
I've heard what that man comes out with.
That's true.
He can't be offended.
That's fair. Oh, Goopy had a better trade
He's lost
there.
all being offended privilege.
Oh man. Just unanimous
the-
decision, exactly. This is kind of interesting. Like, therxyy's getting a better trade here, but he actually had a worse trade in the north. With the,
These people are grunt hell enjoyers.
this is
They
definitely
thrive in that.
this is definitely grunt hell. Oh man.
Oh, the exploiter is gonna hold that down.
Yeah, it actually just kind of turned this into a... Oh, maybe not. Actually, that, you know, this is the weird, like, the weird differences with with flanking damage completely changing how a fight will go. Like, that was just a better angle for therxyy, so he just killed more.
This looks and plays a lot like ZVZ, I feel like.
Kind of? Yeah, it kind of is similar. You make one mistake and you
Reminds
just
me of
die.
like the Zergling Baneling wars, which you can have in StarCraft 2.
Yeah, no, I can see that. Because you are just you're living entirely on the edge of making a mistake and losing the game.
How the pig always puts the knife fight in a telephone booth.
The pig puts a knife fight in a telephone booth with Narnik.
No, pig is the caster and he has the
Oh,
face,
you're
but
talking
he's
about... I
got
thought you were talking
knife.
about actual pig. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about an actual pig, not the cat.
Ah yes, a grunt is like fighting a pig with a knife in a phone booth.
That makes,
This is what the grunt hell feels like.
yeah, that makes far more sense. Jesus. Oh.
How many exploiters are there?
Let's see. One.
Okay,
There's one
only the
exploiter.
middle boy to hold down the middle.
I feel like these
By God, he's holding.
trades from therxyy were good early, but it's kind of weird. I feel like he's left a lot of grunt wrecks on Goopy's side of the map, which I feel like is not really something you want to do in these grunt v grunt like hell fights, unless you're keeping the pressure up. Like, a lot of these grunts will just get rezzed and sent back at him. 2 pigs enter the phone booth, only 1 leaves. Exactly. That is the reference that Narn was going for sure.
Nasty.
Absolutely. Their E scaling is basically neck and neck, and their metal scaling is like neck and neck. Like,
Well, they both went for the exact same playstyle.
They did, yeah. Well, I mean, their expansions are pretty similar in speed too, right?
But who has more map control? I feel like Goopy has a small edge.
I feel like Goopy, especially because he's controlling this rec field, I think is where I would say Goopy's got a bit of an edge.
I feel like
That
Goopy's
fight was
expansions
bad.
are well fortified, while therxyy is more naked. But that's a bad fight.
That
yeah.
was a really bad engagement. Oh no.
But therxyy has to break the middle, or that's a huge feat.
I mean, I think that was really good by therxyy. Just the engagement. He ended up catching so many grunts in like a weird angle. Admittedly, Goopy, you know, he's got grunt production and grump resurrection happening, so it's kind of like it's almost like he can't capitalize on the fact that he had a better trade there than Goopy did.
He's gonna do that again, but the army's already hard rest.
I
mean, the
almost
army
feel
that
like none
Goopy
of
has.
this matters if he's not controlling the reclaim, and he is not controlling
Ooh,
the reclaim at
Shuriken's
all.
entering the field.
Where, yeah, he decided on go. It looks like therxyy decided to go in air, whereas Goopy decided to go in tanks. Good concave is
I
somehow
would
worse
give
in
that
ground
honestly to
fights.
the air player. I feel like the Shuris are stronger.
I would actually disagree about concave being worse, right? It's all
You
about
want a tight position so that they all can shoot.
yeah, it's all about generating flanking damage, right? The worst thing you could do
I think
is
it's maximizing the amount of your own grunts that can shoot at all. That's
That
what
too.
I go for.
that too. Yeah, yeah. Because like if you're blobbed, a lot of your grunts just won't be shooting. You kind of when you're fighting like this, you also kind of don't want to let yourself get enveloped. Like this is that was a good concave. Admittedly, shurikens were controlling a lot of that, but he ended up with most
If
of
you
his grunts
outnumber
shooting.
the enemy, you want to get close, because like then
Yeah.
there's a bigger damage multiplier from the flanking, because you have
Yep.
multiple shooting, they don't.
Oh, but now Goopy's comm is here. There's a pounder here, and there is 2,000 metal in grunt bodies on the floor. Like
I feel
that.
like
That's bad. That's real bad.
therxyy should have split off at least like 15 grunts for any run by north or south.
I feel like, yeah, like raiding would be better, but I also feel like if he was going to continue to contest mid, he needed resbots here. Like I
Yeah,
can't
just
see
start
why
eating.
he would be contesting all this, but not eating or reclaiming behind it. Exactly. Yeah, he has a resbot. He's just not using it. But it's still, you need more. Like Goopy has 3 going, and look how quickly they can res a grunt. Like it's pretty quick. This is kind of a good trade because the calm was a lot of his AA. Ooh, therxyy.
The Shuris are so good for improving the trade.
Yeah. Well, not when there's so little of them and they've driving to grunts like that. The grunts are actually funny enough, good enough AA. Yeah, this 1 pounder. All the shurikens are dead. He's
Pounded it.
He's trying to all in Goopy's calm here because he probably needs to.
He switched just because of the tanks. Now he had to go into thugs.
Actually, he's not even in that bad of a spot, really, economically. And now Goopy didn't get that reclaim. I feel like he doesn't need to all in here at all.
No, he's fine if he just like skirmishes in the middle and doesn't lose badly.
Yeah, because he's got kind of some amount of reclaim control. The fact Goopy is... Wow, Goopy's tanks, but yeah, Goopy has no BP on his lab at all.
This is kind of neck and neck. And first he's ahead in metal, and he's building a bank now.
Well, Goopy has no tank production happening. He has no build power in his lab.
That kind of a mistake.
That's a huge mistake. That's a huge mistake.
He's got a surprising amount of pounders out for that.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the lab has its own BP, and it has been working for a while, but he's floating metal because he has no BP. Oh, he just lost all his resers.
Like, yeah, slowly gonna transition away.
Metal produce.
He's got a lot of build power in his base. I don't know how much Goopy has.
Well, he's also building it in a really good spot, I think, to do the the lab up top, right? Gets
The high ground transition.
yeah, it gets all that. Well, not all of it. It gets a good amount of that build power.
Like 4 is enough.
Yeah.
But also building the lab is easier than building the units because like the turret has to hit the
It has to hit
hitbox of the unit in the center.
Yeah.
So only half the BP can go into units.
I kind of feel like he needs to transition to something else, I think, soon.
He's too rich to not to.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of the reclaim, but he needs something that could fight, I think.
He should switch away from grunts now because they're eating his E, like just go mass thugs.
No, I wouldn't even do that. I wouldn't even do thugs at this point. I mean, again, maybe I'm wrong with the 1v1, but I feel like this level of E, this amount of metal, like thugs are probably gonna stop trading well into tanks had Goopy had any build power on his lab. I feel like it'd be better to go either tier 2 or just go use on tank lab. There's no delay.
I really like the harassing combo of Shuris with grunts because Shuris can disable the base defenses and anything. which makes a grunt trade so much better.
Yeah, it's kind of high APM, but it is high value. Oh my god. That is a literal wall of Dragon Maws.
That's gonna kill 5 million grunts.
Yeah, that is all of a sudden no longer pushable by bots. Not without expending a substantial amount. Yeah, these little Shuriken grunt run bys they're quite good. I like it. I like it a lot from therxyy. Oh, pounder
Therx
value.
is a big fan of the naked expand.
Oh my god. Pounder value is pretty substantial. Oh,
He needs to use the Shuris to engage the pounders.
therxyy, please stop just running into these pounders one by one. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh
Stop.
no.
Oh, that one
That
pounder.
got cleaved in half.
25 kills on that one pounder. This. Oh my god.
The pounder should get to retire now.
It
Send
really.
it back to base.
And it's
Heal it up.
Go down air lab, get it out of here.
Holy shit. That was an absurd value. Like this is what I like this is what I mean. If Goopy had any build power on his tank lab right now, I feel like this wouldn't even be close. Like how do grunts trade into tanks? How do they trade into pounder brute? And I guess shurikens are kind of the answer, but you know. Wait, is he? Oh shit, he is. That's a, you know what? That's a fair point for Mitvit. Is he's e-stalling because the wind's kind of iffy, but
Therxyy needs to like get like 4 constructors bots and just have him like spam out advanced solos now.
it's gonna be a little
So I
rough
would-
until he starts getting the advanced solar ball going, right? Because he doesn't really have the E to pay for the solars, really. Not
His
all
BP
dudes.
can't support that well his
Yeah.
base solars.
He's got dual bot lab printing grunts right now,
Oh, I love it.
and
Gotta get
the
good
tank.
at that.
He's got 3 labs printing right now, and he really needs more E.
It's working really well though.
I mean, it's a good point. Like he needs BP on his tank lab. He's got a full energy bar. He's got a full metal bar, and he cannot spend any of it.
What's Goopy's damage efficiency?
Shockingly, not high. I'm actually shocked therxyy is that high, to be honest.
Grunts OP apparently.
I guess. He is finally building some BP on his lab. 2 measly con turrets for his tank lab.
Oh my god.
Oh, therxyy's all of a sudden the wind shot up and therxyy's E is much better. Full thugs
boy.
kind of suck.
He's-
Wait, what? This is crazy.
No, it's he just printed 5,000 thugs in 0.5 seconds and is now poor.
Yeah, he just spent all of his metal on how many thugs? His 30 thugs. Actually, some of them
That's
are
a-
res, but
That's a full mob now. That's not a thug. That's a
The Thug Life chose him.
I guess
yeah.
he could have put all that metal into tanks or something, right? Like
He assembled the whole mafia.
4,200 metal. You could have made a lot of brutes with that metal.
Like just going medium tanks with that, yeah, would have exactly.
That's crazy.
Those as brutes would have been so much more efficient.
Holy shit, they're just... I mean, I guess, you know, 4,200 metal and Thug is going to walk through this amount of defense.
That's such a still a bad trade.
It
though,
is
it's
still
this way.
trading so terribly. I actually, holy fuck. I mean...
Like he's gotta start eating right now. That field.
I feel like the tanks probably would have traded a little better into that. You know what? Admittedly, that was a lot of defense. But that was... I mean, that was nearly a fusion in thugs that died in like what, 10 seconds?
He chose the strongest point to attack, and by God, did he commit?
Oh god,
Yo.
there's so much.
I looked away for 3 seconds. Where'd the thugs go?
Yeah, right
Yeah, I
here, right in this beautiful little field of death. Oh man. Please tell me he's okay. He's not making more thugs. We're safe from the thug life.
Funny, no one has put any bombers. Like 5 bombers to kill the E would be devastating. And he can afford those easy.
Yeah. You don't even need 5 like shit. Like 1 or 2. would do pretty good value here, right?
Yeah. Well, he's got nettles now all over the place.
Oh,
So
you know what? That's true. How many we talking? Yeah, I mean he's got some. You could get some value maybe, but
like 2 bombing runs in the center of those E fields and those wind farms, and that's devastating damage.
oh, goopy. What did all? Oh, he's entirely wind based, and the wind died, and I just looked over, and he has no E production.
Your therxyy felt the hurt as well, but
Yeah.
transitioned earlier out of the wind economy.
Well, he's fully out expanded goopy. Like he's expanding both sides.
Naked south and naked north. Goopy is so all in holding at center, but he forgot to raid at all.
There's 5,000 metal in mid. There's like he might not need Mexes if there's 5,000 metal in mid. And the
Yeah, but that's
numbers-
metal that he can have. And why is it there? Because therxyy has the sides and just keeps putting it there for him.
Yeah, he's just throwing a fusion thugs at him. Well, he has actually. He kind of needs these solars. And how? And this is kind of what I mean about grunts not trading well into
No,
mediums. Like.
He can pull back, wait for Goopy to overextend, and just shred the army. But this is a horrible trade. And just the metal field is extending outwards. Yeah.
I had
Everybody's
this,
feeling it.
literally the exact same feeling. Not even like what, like 10 minutes ago of where are the res bots at? I mean, this many tanks are just gonna drive at him, and he's not securing any of the reclaim. It's turning into a big res ball behind this.
I feel like therxyy relies heavily on snowballing out of control. But
mean,
if
I
you
could
stall him
see
out
that.
enough, you can start winning.
He's been heavily aggressive and he's really cut back Goopy's Mex control. I feel like if he was doing all that and like reclaiming this field, like therxyy would be very strong. Like he seems like a very strong player.
He is, yeah.
It just seems like just the reclaim control from Goopy is just, I think, really gonna start snowballing.
It's what keeps him in the game.
Yeah. There's just big wreck fields on every side for Goopy. Like, look how many Halo, like very few of these
An
units
army
are
is-
actually made. Blind Goopy.
It's like 80% therxyy's own units fighting him.
Yeah. All these sad thugs are being returned to Sendered. Oh god. He's got the income to just be making some res bots behind this. He's using cons to reclaim. Which at least he's getting some of it. Return to
Kinda
Sendered.
funny.
I mean, that's what he's doing. At least he's getting some of the metal this time.
therxyy wisened up now, he's eating.
Yeah, if he's not gonna res, might as well just he's just surging
And
at
push
him.
that hill though, that's gonna kill him. Or can he?
I
call it?
mean, the tanks. There's so many wrecks. The tanks are kind of. I mean, he just res all the defenses that he killed earlier.
They just back.
Oh my god, the pounder value on this little choke. Does he fix this? He's still kind of lacking BP on that lab. Oh, therxyy's fucking going for it. He
What's
wants
the
in.
metal produced?
Metal produced
It's gonna be on the
is-
lab.
therxyy is substantially ahead in metal. Substantially. Efficiency? She's still ahead, shockingly. Compared to what we're seeing, he's shockingly still ahead. He's kind of breaking. You know what? He's kind of doing it.
It's pretty good. Oh, the triple Dragon Maw is gonna stall that out.
Yeah, this is still...
Quadruple.
They don't, which is kind of one of my bigger complaints about the Spectator, is I really wish there was some more... There was like some statistic I could look at to show units rezzed or something like that, because it is a huge part of the game. It is way too big. Yeah, that's what Narnook was saying, is that a few bombers sniping E, like, you don't need metal to resurrect. You just need build power and fucking energy. And
Like, Goopy going for the lap there is a bad call. You want defenses, anything.
and what is he gonna make out of this lab? He's just making more grunt. He's dying to medium. Like the moment therxyy switched to mediums, this has got way scarier in mid.
Yeah, gained a lot more momentum. And he's eating from behind actually now, so
Yeah, which is
It's
more
gonna
meters.
snowball again. Like Goopy stabilized and now is slowly losing ground again.
Oh god, dude, this triple
Oh, no.
Dragon's Maw is torture. Oh, therxyy,
He's
no.
driving past the defenses now.
No.
Oh no, not like
No.
this. Not like this.
Oh my god, not like
Mm-hmm.
that. No, therxyy, not like that.
Now I see what Ragnar meant, but it was painful to watch the whole way through.
Oh my god, that's painful. Yep.
The game.
That's painful. Like, look, he
Ladies
has
and
such a
gentlemen.
huge advantage. Huge advantage. Units produced.
Weirdly enough, like,
Yep.
he was so far ahead on metal produced, but Goopy still had a fighting chance.
I mean, it's
And
just
he won
response.
anyway, so...
It's literally and almost entirely just resbot based. Active units is that kind of. I mean, even active units doesn't particularly show. I mean, I guess it kind of does. It's complicated. You know what? Resbot control is complicated. It's very important. Oh my god. Well, there's only 2 games, so well, that does kind of apparently spoil exactly who won this if you think about it.
Oh, let's
man.
not think about that too hard now.
Yeah, let's not think about it. Clearly, there's anybody's game. Oh. Yeah, you want to? Yeah, Meow wants to Gamba. He has a good feeling about this one.
Take those outs.
Oh man. Dude, it's so funny. This map in 1v1, how many different spawn choices there are. So different.
That's the interesting thing if you have like
Good though, yeah.
Yeah, it is good.
map that's a multiplayer, like there's so many like viable spawns.
I like it a lot. Yeah, it's very far more. It's more interesting to watch. I think probably more fun to play if I'm being honest. But I don't know exactly that if it is or not. Metal resed and metal reclaimed. Yeah, I mean that would be useful. Honestly, I just don't know if that's a statistic that they can show. Playing that far back must mean you end up being pushed on your side. Are you talking therxyy? Because I was watching
I mean,
Chisato during his game versus Stardom, and the way he described why he played here was it's easier to turtle this spot with like 1 LLT, and then you just calm walk to these mexes, and you just have a safer expand, cutting off all of these mexes.
like something you need to map out in 1v1 a lot more meticulously are the expansion paths you take and where to place the LLTs.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty big. Wow, this wind dying. Oh god, he's e-stalling making the lab because the
You
wind's
should
at
have
4.
built the solar.
Oof. Metal reclaimed in the end screen? Oh, well, I can look at the end of this one, but...
I mean, Randy, do you have for most maps, like, if you have a spawn, have you mapped out, like, where you're going to send your cons and, like, where you're going to place the LLTs, in what order?
I think you've got a general idea, but it's not like mapped out.
All right.
More play by field and play by playbook kind of situation.
You can just go by the same old control choke point and win and be good.
It's not.
It depends also what you see the enemy doing.
Like, if they're being passive, you can skip some LLTs, but if they're being really aggressive and raidy, you gotta put down more. Or just like have less avenues of expansion, but more well fortified.
For some people, 2-second hero, no. Some people are definitely more of the math players, where they will math out exactly what they should do, when they should do it, and like, you know, the perfect efficiencies of things and stuff like that, and you know, teach their own, right? 11 minutes ago, someone opened PR that would add it. Are you serious? Because that's good. That is useful. And it's. I don't think either way is wrong, though, right? It's just different. Yeah, yeah. Well, you probably don't want to be that rigid with it, right? It's a lot of it. I feel like comes down to like earlier build orders.
I feel like it's a helpful tool if you're a newer player. To like have some like it's like a recipe, you know. If you learn how to cook, you need some really defined pointers. But if you are a good cook, you can just literally go by feel.
Yeah, it has to be very basic though, I think, for a new player, right? Because you don't want too much information kind of watering down like actual just game experience that they need to learn.
Yeah, that's true.
But like you can have
Like the one thing that I
basic...
remember is like roughly have 500 E income at least when you go for tier 2.
Yeah, like
it's like one of the things which I kept to a lot when I was like, I don't know, playing earlier. Now it's for like 700, 800.
Yeah, like a rough E medal income for like tier 2 is a pretty simple statistic for a new player that would be useful, and you don't really want to go too much deeper than that when you're starting out, because it's just numbers that may not. You may be a number guy and it'll work for you, but you know, it might be just too much information. This has been well, we're talking numbers and shit. It's been pretty aggressive. There's a lot of harassment happening here from therxyy.
therxyy is a aggressive boy.
Yeah, his strength definitely lies in the early aggression phase. He really likes that, and he's quite good at it.
Even the last game, like he seems like a very aggressive, like pressure-oriented player, right?
Yeah, so he often gets into these situations against like some of the top players where he can like get into the mid game kind of even or maybe slightly ahead. But I think that's where his decision making falls off a bit.
That makes sense. You should match your medal income based on the kind of thing you're building. It shouldn't be income for tier 2. See, that's math things, MBT. That's math things.
In too deep.
We don't do that here. All right. Well, some people definitely do that here, and you know what? That's fine. All right. That was common sense. Yeah. Oh, is he gonna get the? I don't think he's gonna get that con.
That's the thing. I feel like the build, like the Baron build on Rosetta, where you on not Rosetta, I mean Bismuth. You play like the mid lane, which has the cliff and the choke point, and you go for an early T2 lab. I feel like that build profits a lot from like an E storage, which can build up E, and then you can build it on a lot lower like base income level.
I feel like there's very few builds in the game that don't profit from an E storage, though. If we're being honest, like I may forget to build it many games, but I really feel like there's few situations that aren't improved by having an E storage in your base.
I've noticed that if you have no E storage at all, and you have like less than 2k income, like the converters, they spaz out a little, and they work a little weird.
Yeah, I found the only way to fix that is to put the bar down.
Or I know I built an E storage.
Oh yeah, if you don't have an E storage, I mean to fix that is to put the bar down. Which is it's weird that how
but
that
you
works.
don't like doing that because like you don't have no D-guns, you got no like buffer anymore.
It's weird.
So risky play.
You need to build an E-storage in that kind of situation, but it's also like, it's kind of weird to think about how that exactly works. Like converters just won't fire, yet you'll be at like the converter bar. It's weird. It's going to hurt even more than the previous one. How is that possible?
Right. Or MBT knows it better. He's the eco master.
I think the few times that I've teched on DSD, despite how poor it was, I also didn't make an E-store, but also because usually I stole the Geo. And I feel like you get that up so quickly that you just don't need it.
I'm just theorizing right now because I've done it without and it worked alright.
This is so many.
Wave apparently is weaker still since it's just 300 metal which you're missing.
Yeah, you're poor, right? It's DSD. Ooh.
Or DSD. Oh yeah, DSD as well.
Well, that was specifically what MBT was talking about, the DSD teching. Well, this is kind of awkward.
Is there a difference between like DSD teching and like Bismuth teching?
Yep, absolutely. You're on 3 mexes. 3
I
somewhat
guess,
cheap
yeah.
mexes.
Bismuth, you got double the income.
Bismuth,
you
is
have
fucking
allies
rich. In comparison.
That is true. Very true.
Does he have nothing to stop this? Like, this raid's kind of getting caught. He has nothing to stop this. Oh, he's got a couple LLTs. Well, a LLT.
Ooh, rovers into blitzes, not juicy.
Ooh, man. Run by is getting caught. Yeah, is there a difference between teching on the filthy rich map or the poverty map? And it's like, yeah, there's definitely...
I was lost in thought for a minute. Hello?
Yeah, it's an enormous difference. He's getting a little harassment.
But like usually, don't you get support in DSD from your team? Don't you like co-op it?
Well, you mean,
Isn't that the whole name of the game? Your whole team relies on one dude building mountains.
It's like, yeah, but you
While
also
on
kind of get
Bismuth
that.
you have like, on Bismuth there's like the top lane which plays a 2v2, the mid lane which plays like
It's a bunch of 2v2s.
4v4, and the south which plays a 2v2.
Holy shit, that is a lot of blitzes. therxyy is... Wait, no, Goopy has mexes. He just has no E to fire his mexes. That's why his metal income's so terrible.
Misery.
I was kind of confused. Like, he has a lot... Yeah, I thought he just lost a lot of mexes, but he just doesn't have any E. The mexes do, unfortunately, take E to like, therxyy's fixing it with his calm, but... Goopy is... He is hard all-inning this side with these blitzes.
therxyy is rich compared to Goopy. She's very similar to the last game.
Well, they're much closer when Goopy has E. Like, look, if you look at the metal income right now, like they're much closer
that's true.
when he has E.
Yeah.
But this is kind of a doom blitz push. Wait, what?
Army value.
Wait, what? He resigned? What? He resigned?
He saw it and didn't feel like he had a chance.
There
I
was
guess?
like 4 LLTs there. There was like 4 LLTs there. He probably stopped that. I mean,
We
it was
have like
gonna hurt, but I think he stopped that, right?
broken mental. I think it was maybe he was tilted after last game still.
I don't know.
He's got this issue for years. He does the same in 0K where he like mentally
Oh, he's
She
high.
tilts easily.
resigns.
Oh, so he's a high
Feels he's
emotion.
more behind than he is.
Oh, damn. That does
When
feel
you
kind
say
of bad.
serious mental issue,
Yeah.
it sounds different from what it is, but alright.
He was pretty solidly ahead, and like that was a lot of LLTs those blitzes were driving into. I honestly don't. I think it was
Yeah,
gonna
GG.
hurt, but I don't know if that was a GG situation.
You at least could have fight it out, not before it happens.
Yeah.